Yo, 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 welcome in everybody. We are live at podcast episode number 5 with our guest, Marlon O'Brien. How you doing, brother? I'm good. We have our producer producer station in the house as well. I don't know.
Yo, what's good?
What's up, Cash?
We're here.
Zach, what's up? How you doing, man?
Struggling.
Well, yeah, we just coming out the gate super hot. You already know. But again, we have Marlon in the house, and this is actually our first time we've had a gaffer on the show today as well. We've had directors, we've had DPs, and all that jazz as well. So now we're going to talk a lot about lighting today. We're going to talk about things that happen in the industry and maybe some funny stories as well. So, how did you even get into gaffing?
Ooh, how did I get into gaffing? Well, it's gonna be kind of a long story. I'll make it short. How I got into gaffing, or just lighting in general. I started doing this kind of right out of high school. I basically started off my career as a DJ. And how I started off as a DJ, I when I was a kid, I wanted to be a DJ, so I started DJing. I somehow along the line met this crew that was like a legendary crew in the Bay Area. I'm from the Bay Area, Daly City, born and raised.
Hell yeah! Shout out Bay Area. Let's go.
Let's go. I rolled with this crew for quite some time, and they weren't just an ordinary DJ crew. They were a crew that not only did the music, but they were part of the lighting, the sound, like the overall ambient of the space. And
hold on real quick. Was the DJ karaoke or
no?
Like
No,
DJ,
no.
like wedding DJ, event DJ.
Like I was like a DJ, like a real turntable,
Okay,
like a real DJ, like nightclubs.
I thought you were just showing
high
up
school
to
proms.
events and
Like no, I wasn't no karaoke DJ.
He wasn't back then, but now he is.
That's like for the
on the weekends.
That's for like the older generation. Like what my family's into.
Either way, we actually have to have a karaoke night one of these nights.
Yeah.
We'll have Marlon host it.
Oh no, thank you. I'm terrible.
Marlon's winning that.
So I was rolling with this crew, and yeah, not only were they just DJs, but they put on shows, light shows. They had the full concert system, speakers, whatever you want to call it. And at the time I was just like early into my DJing career. So I was still trying to figure it out, still trying to like get my name up there, trying to do things, try to DJ dances, clubs, whatever, right? Of course, when I came up, there was a lot of DJs, so it was kind of tough to kind of get into it and just be part of the scene.
Yeah.
But with this crew, not only, like I said, not only they also did lighting, and there's been a few gigs that we would do, and we would do like lighting shows, and I found that really cool and fascinating. And so I started to rethink my career probably when I was 16 years old, 17 years old, and it was just like, maybe lighting is something that I want to do. And so I kind of just gave up DJing. I still kind of did it like casually. I was still like a bedroom DJ.
Yeah.
And I looked into like doing lighting full time. And then I remember looking through the internet and just like finding like lighting companies to work for. And I stumbled across this company called Swank Audio Visuals. And they did corporate events. So they would put on like the video screens, the audio, the lighting for corporate shows and whatnot. That's where it took my interest in lighting to a whole new level, because shows would come into town, and we would be at this hotel setting up this show for this company, and they would just put up a ton of lights, just to flash and trash and make it look cool and all that. And I was just like, oh, it's pretty dope. And everyone's just like, oh my God, the lighting is amazing. This looks great. I was just like, oh, if they're happy because of the lighting, that's something that I really want to do.
Yeah.
Like I want people to appreciate my work or something that I do. And so I continued on with working for that company. And then soon I started doing it like kind of on my own and just designing shows, going out to getting hired to do weddings and stuff like that. And doing my kind of own creative like designs for these events. And then it, just kept growing and growing and growing. And then 2009, 2010, I eventually moved to Los Angeles, where we are now.
Yeah.
I kept doing the same type of work here in Los Angeles, and along the way, I got into it with this company, and one of the guys there was a film guy, and he was like an electrician for motion picture stuff. I forgot what show he was working on at the time, but I did a couple of jobs with this company, and the more I worked with them, the more I got to see how he did stuff, knowing that he's from a different side of lighting. Because there's two sides of lighting. There's, film lighting and there's event lighting. Two completely different parts of lighting. I don't know,
Yeah, two different disciplines or
yeah, exactly.
fields, yeah.
It's the same field, but two different worlds, and he was telling me, he was like, oh, dude, like, you're really good at what you do. He was like, you should get into motion picture. And those words from him basically said it all. And now I'm here. And now I do lighting for motion picture.
And not only just doing it for motion picture, I mean, you've been on some pretty sizable jobs, and obviously we've known you for a little while. And when you think like lighting and stuff like that, oh yeah, bring X amount of lights. But I mean, I know your truck, it's a big truck. It's a full size trailer.
Yeah.
So I mean, over the years, it's just gotten bigger and bigger and bigger. And when you first started, did you see yourself like, yeah, I'm going to own, a 3-ton or however big package you were gaining along the way? Did you see yourself kind of getting to that point, or you just it just kept growing and there was no way to kind of stop it?
Well, starting this off, like, I wasn't thinking about buying lights. I bought some lights here and there of my own just to kind of teach myself how to use the light and shape it at home. I would put up an object and just kind of play with it, move it different directions, see what it does. No, but accumulating gear, that's in time you start to build and 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 just keep going and going and going, and then it becomes an addictive habit, and then you just don't stop buying gear.
Oh yeah,
right?
I know what you're talking about.
I think Cash knows a little bit about that.
And you always want to be like with the trend, like you always want to go with the flow, and just like when something new comes out, you just want it.
It's a rat wheel.
It's a rat wheel, yeah. But
It's a trap.
It's a trap. But just recently I've learned that you can't just buy everything that comes out brand new. You got to kind of take it slow. You got to kind of do your research. There's some people who buy stuff because it's new and it just came out, and it's like, oh, it's going to be the biggest thing. And you're like, wait, someone's going to make something better. They're going to take this idea. They're like, we're going to make this one better and cheaper. And they do. People always do that. And, my latest investments, I've done that research. Like, I'm like, I won't buy this light because it makes no sense.
Yeah, just has a name maybe.
Just has a name, but I'll buy a light that doesn't have that big of a name, but has a better product for what I do, or what I need it for.
And it's crazy lately now too, because I mean, I'm sure years ago there was still like, it would take 8 months, a year, whatever it is, for that other company to outdo that company. Now it's like a matter of a month, 2 months, 6 months.
Yeah, sometimes it's like months.
Yeah. I just hear every time, oh yeah, this just came out, and then a couple months later, oh, but check this one out. It's double the output, half the price. You're like, what the?
Yeah, that's what I told you last time. I was like, but it's crazy how like when companies come up with something, like people are gonna take that idea and they're gonna make it way better, and they'll it'll just be a better tool for what we do.
Were you also kind of in the mix of like when LEDs were kind of coming on the market, and then all of a sudden, boom, like you don't barely see tungstens at all, really? I mean, unless you're on like specific sets or they want a specific look, etc.
I mean, tungsten will never die.
Right.
Tungsten will never die. HMS will never die. Those lights will never die. LED is still, it's still slowly evolving. Yes, they're getting brighter and more accurate. But like there's like a trade-off. You get a light that's big and bright, it's going to be very heavy, right? Whereas you could get a smaller tungsten unit that'll be just as bright. You know what I mean? And more color accurate. Because,
Yeah.
Tungsten's, that's what we balance everything to, is like tungsten and daylight.
Yeah.
But yeah, LEDs are slowly evolving. They're getting better and better and better. I wouldn't say that they save energy. They don't. Because there are lights that are like this,
1200 watts.
1200 watts,
yeah.
and you could get an HMI at 1200 watts, and they say, oh, it's equivalent to a 1200 watt HMI. Well, yeah, it takes the same amount of power. So
Yeah.
I'd rather use a old 1200 HMI.
Did you ever have like a specific style? Like, for example, like, oh, I love lighting with hard light, or I love like, soft or fills or whatever it may be. And how did that evolve for you over the years?
Well, I don't necessarily have a favorite. I think it depends on what the scene requires, and it's also a collaboration with you and the DP. Like, how should we set the tone for the scene? Like, should it be like, are we motivating off windows? Is it like interior the day? Is it night? Like, it all varies. Me personally, I like stuff to feel natural.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's hard or soft, it doesn't really matter. Yeah, it's up to you and how you want to light the scene.
Definitely. Did you? Was there like one specific trick that you learned that really kind of unlocked a lot of looks for you over the years? Like maybe it was a certain light, maybe it was a certain like the way you light it. That was just like, okay, this is the moment where now I'm leveling up to be able to now get those better jobs, or at least that better. You feel like it's a better look. Better product.
Then again, like my look doesn't really like matter. Like it's the collaboration with you and the DP. That's how you achieve a look, right? It's what tools do I have that'll get the DP the look they're looking for. A lot of the tools in my arsenal, they're basic tools. I have a few specialty tools that I like to keep in my arsenal that it's for efficiency. Like, how fast can I get this light up? Do I have to run cables?
Yeah.
And I just throw it up and turn it on? How's the color on it? Is it a hard light or a soft light? I think what really, like I said, it depends on the DPs, what they're asking for.
Yeah.
I mean, there are hundreds of lights out there. It's just how you use the light and what it's made for is what that's like your, I don't know how to say it, but
Well, it's just like cameras. I mean, you can get two different images, with the red or an RA or whatever it may be. But again, it's like collaboration. It's the lighting. It's the art. It's the everything like that as well. I know also you kind of tinker around and build some of your own lights sometimes too. Is that correct?
Yeah, I try to like do a little bit of like R&D and try to find ways that I could take something that's not like the technology we have and see how I could manipulate it in a way that I could use it for our application. There were like these. I remember a long time ago, I was talking to my business partner about this like laser LED technology that I somehow stumbled across. I kind of wanted to like get into it more and like try to make a light that was made out of a laser LED, which as right now it's already been made. Like there's a company that has already took that idea that I had, and made it a reality.
So
like,
what does that entail? Does that entail like lasers kind of that's projecting the image now, or
it's basically a laser and an LED? It's hard to explain because this technology is so new.
So instead of a bulb,
Instead of
A laser optic or something?
it's a laser optic, but it's LED.
So it's projected like a laser, but it's LED power. It's like a LED.
Yeah. So basically, what my idea was, I don't know if everyone's familiar with like these Baja off-road vehicles, right?
yeah,
Those LED bar strips that are that are like super bright. Those are all made out of laser LEDs.
wow,
Like at least nowadays they are, right?
Yeah.
So like it's still LED size shape, but it's like a laser, so it's like super intense, like 10 times the output of a normal LED. So that's something that I was like looking into a long time ago. I just never continued with it, just because, R&D takes a lot of money and time, and I didn't have a lot of time.
Yeah.
Nor did I have a lot of money. So, I just kind of like, I was like, whatever.
Yeah.
But like recently at Cinegear, a company came out with the same idea that I was thinking of. I was like, oh, that's good for them. They figured it out.
Yeah.
I'm not really tripping off of it.
I mean, you kind of have to pick your battles, right? You're either like in the business of making that gear, R&D, et cetera, or you're in the field constantly, because we know we work long hours, 12-hour days, if not more, and we're all over the place. So
you can still definitely transition from the field to R&D, because
you definitely can. But I'm saying doing both simultaneously, you can do it, but you're gonna have to sacrifice something on some end, just from sheer time and money, like you said.
I mean, I know a handful of people that definitely have had some input in the lights that we use today. I know some people that were part of the creation of a certain light. So yes, R&D and being on the field, it works because you know what they're doing, you know how it's being used.
Yeah, that is the benefit of having someone that, it's just like the classic, like, oh, the people that build the cars, the engineers don't actually work on the cars or drive it. Yeah, because I know some mechanics that are like, yo, why is my oil filter like all the way up here? And that's just one of those examples. So so what you're saying is like, so when you were building your lights, the M and M18 stands for Marlon.
Yeah, right. No,
okay,
it's not.
Copy.
I wish.
That would be kind of crazy.
Yeah.
So, okay, is there anything like that you're hoping to achieve? Obviously, we're coming into the new year, 2023. Is there anything that, like, I don't know if you have milestones for yourself, like every year I want to do this or I want to, et cetera, but what's kind of on the menu for you next year?
So I make goals and milestones for myself, at least. It's tough. Like, I always doubt myself. I'm always like, oh, I'm never going to hit that milestone. It's going to be kind of impossible. But this past year, I've done a handful of stuff, and I've done a handful of stuff that I didn't think I was going to be able to do. I did 3 movies this year, and it was supposed to be 5 movies, but sometimes the dates overlap, and I'm able to do that kind of stuff. But
are those movies out?
No.
Can you talk about them or no?
No.
Can you even say the name or no? I'm not trying to pry.
No, I could. No, I could, because those movies are on they're on my IMDb.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Which leads us
to your IMDb.
Right into your profile.
IMDb, yeah. My IMDb
is you see your IMDb right here?
I see my IMDb right there. So there's what is it? This is upcoming. Those are the movies that are in post production.
Right, upcoming.
That I've worked on.
Let's see it.
Desperation Road is a movie that I just did in Kentucky. I was there for about 4 weeks. Lovely place. I love the people. The infrastructure for film is not so much quite there yet, but they're working on it. I think 502 Film is their film program or whatever, their film commission over there. I can't wait to see this movie come out. It has Mel Gibson in it. It's a very good story, very good director, very good writer.
Nadine Crocker.
Yeah.
Michael Ferris Smith.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It was a very fun time for how fast we had to shoot this movie.
Was it like extremely fast in comparison to what it would normally take?
Yeah. We shot it in 16 days.
Wow.
Entire
movie.
That's yeah.
Yeah. That's how you felt.
16 days is really tight for a movie.
Yeah.
I mean, any given movie. It also depends on the script and how much storytelling you want to do.
So do you have any like stories about like some cool stories from these sets? Like not about the film, just
cool stories.
Yeah, like you said, it was a great time. Like
what
made it great?
Well, Louisville, as they say, Louisville, Kentucky is not a place that I thought I would be going to.
Like on a normal.
On a normal,
Yeah,
like
okay.
that's not a city I was like, oh, I just go to Kentucky. When I got the call for this movie, I was just like, oh, cool, Kentucky. Yeah. Well, here's a funny thing. My best boy, her name's Alice, right? She is hilarious. We were on a movie. And we were just casually chatting about upcoming jobs. And she was like, she's like, I want to do an out of town job. You should get an out of town job. And I was like, yeah. In my head, I was just like, yeah, I don't know. I might not get one for a while. Funny thing happens. My phone rings, and it's my producer friend. She's like, hey, I need you to come to Kentucky. And I was just like, okay. And then it clicked in my head. And I was like, this girl is like manifesting all these things. Like she's talking about what she wants to do in her career. And it's happening for both of us.
Yeah.
Like she's making it happen. So I was like, you asked for a traveling job. Here's a traveling job. So we packed our bags, and the week later, we headed into Kentucky, to do this movie.
Yeah.
And it was wild. Because here's another funny story. She was like, oh, I love Vermont. You should do a movie in Vermont. And then one of the DPs that I worked with was like, hey, I might have something in Vermont. And I was like, what the fuck?
Tell her.
Man, I really want the junkies to get some robot.
Yeah, right. I was like, man, just keep talking about bigger stuff.
Yeah, I really want to find a bag of $1 million.
Yeah, I know, right? Keep manifesting this shit because we could use this.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we all went out to Kentucky, packed the truck up, had it driven out to Kentucky, got there.
Did you guys fly, or you actually drove it?
Well, I don't drive trucks. We have a driver. But yes, he drove it. Took him 4 days.
And then what'd you guys do? You drove?
We flew. Yeah, we flew.
Sweet life.
Yeah, it's all right. It's all right when my flight got delayed and I had to stay over in another city.
Yeah.
But overall, the experience that I had there was great because, like I said, the people are cool. The city itself is beautiful to shoot at, especially the time when we were there. The trees were starting to get brown and stuff, so it was like, this is sick.
Yeah.
And it's a different city I would have never thought to be in.
Spacious or
not spacious. The roads are very small. There's no traffic.
Yeah.
The food's amazing. That's all I can think. I mean, there's the only cons that I had when I was there is just, like I said, it's the infrastructure that we had there and the resources, which they're working on that. And it's great because, Kentucky is the next city to boom for film production. So,
I would have never thought that
good for
either.
them. Yeah, right? You would have never thought.
Have you filmed in Atlanta before?
I've been to Atlanta for work, but I wasn't there for very long. I was there for a week.
Okay.
You were in Vegas for a little while.
I was in Vegas for about 2.5 months.
Yeah, that was a little bit longer than.
It was a really long time, yeah.
Was that all? But that was all one project?
That was one project.
Okay.
Yeah, that was one movie.
So that was a proper, this is how long a movie takes as opposed to.
Yeah, it was.
Real quick, too, just for the people who may not know, can you tell us what a gaffer does? What is a gaffer?
Oh, yeah. So for those who have no idea of who I am and what I do, I'm Marlon O'Brien. I'm a Filipino-American gaffer located in Los Angeles. And what a gaffer is? Well, the proper term of gaffer is chief lighting technician. And we are responsible for lighting the set and providing power for the set. And I am basically the head honcho of lighting. I work directly with the DP, production designers, everyone, all the other head departments, and we all collaborate on making the visual amazing. With the cinematography, to the lighting, to the art direction, production design, all that. That's
the recipe.
We put it together.
Yeah.
But yeah, but also we're also called gaffers.
What's the story behind the term gaffer though? Does anybody know?
You know, I
That
don't.
might be something to Google.
That's something to Google. I don't know.
Yeah,
Okay,
because
I would. Just,
What do you want to be
honest,
referred to as? A chief lighting technician
Well,
or a gaffer?
it doesn't really matter.
he just cares about. I mean, it doesn't matter the term as long as the
Yeah, it is,
paycheck's there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, as long as the paycheck's there.
Yeah.
And on paper, we're usually noted as chief lighting technician.
Yeah, we see
Right.
that on IMDb.
But you know, people are so used to saying gaffer because it's easier to say gaffer than it is chief lighting technician. You know,
According to Google, the two terms, let's see, gaffer, the chief electrician in a motion picture or television production unit,
Yeah.
or two, an old man.
well, I have been called old man a lot lately.
Definitely number 2.
Yeah,
Well,
definitely number 2.
Google coming in with the shade one time.
yeah,
We
true.
didn't even have to throw it, man.
Oh, man.
Thank you, Google.
That's
And-
crazy.
Yeah, and I don't even know why they call gaffers tape gaffers tape.
Because you guys don't.
Yeah, we don't-
Should be AC tape versus or.
Or duct
Duct
tape.
tape?
Or just tape. Cloth tape.
I mean, it is easy to say, yo, gap tape. I'm gonna
Yeah,
stick a
yeah,
gap. You know?
tape.
Yeah.
That's funny though. Old man.
Yeah.
Just all the little like terms and stuff that are like in the film industry. Like also like, why are clothespins called? Was it C47? C.
You know,
something?
I'm not too familiar with all the historical terms, just
Yeah.
because a lot of stuff's being phased out.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the old terms were kind of inappropriate,
Yeah.
so they're
Can
kind
you
of.
give us one?
I'm not gonna use one.
He's smarter.
I'm not
Yeah.
gonna use one because I don't want.
It's a trick
I don't want to
question.
get canceled.
If you're in the industry, I'm sure you've heard a few of
Yeah,
them.
definitely. There are a lot of terms for a lot of things. Weird terms for a lot of things. But you know, people are trying to, with how things are nowadays and the things you can and cannot say,
You just don't say it out loud
you just
in
don't.
public,
You say it within your set
in your mind.
or in your mind. Yeah. Yeah. If you are curious to know what those terms are, you could look it up, but I won't say it.
Yeah, I mean, every industry has its own like weird
Yeah.
terms and acronyms. When I worked for GM, they had a handbook with like, I don't know, like 400 acronyms that their salespeople had to memorize.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, it's every industry has their own.
They definitely do. And yeah, this industry is, I mean, you know, film's been around for 100 years, so maybe more. So
We're not that far along.
we're not that far.
Do you feel that frames from movies have evolved over the years? And how well do you know your frames?
Yeah,
Are you
yes.
are you a movie watcher?
Yes.
No, I don't really watch movies.
What do you what consumes your time? What content do you consume?
Well, I mean, I watch whatever's there, like
Like on where? Social media,
like,
TV,
yeah,
computer,
Netflix, YouTube.
Hub.
You had to hit him with that?
Oh, you got me there.
Now would be a good time to have a sound effects board. But yeah,
Right.
that would have been funny.
Yeah, definitely there. Yeah. So I the content that I watch is all like Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime, just the usual. I watch some movies here and there, but I'm not really like a huge movie guy. I love making them. Not really a fan
Do
of
you
watching.
remember the
Yeah.
ones you make? Like, or is it just like in the memory and it's gone and you're on to the next one?
No, like, you know, when you work on a project, you put your soul and heart into it. So it's like a thing that sticks with you forever.
Yeah, but are you like, because you would be busy and working on the next one. You know what I'm saying? Like only when it is released is we're like, oh shit, I remember how I did that one.
Oh yeah,
That's
yeah,
how
yeah.
I am.
Yeah. When I yeah, no, yeah, yes. If I worked on it, I would remember how I would remember every little thing when I'm watching it.
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
No, yeah, that's true. Especially when it's like jobs that are like painful,
Mm-hmm.
that were tough and rough. You're like, oh yeah, I remember that job.
Yeah, that's what makes it stronger.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
definitely makes you stronger.
Do you have any like horror stories that will live with you forever?
Horror stories.
No names.
No name. I'm not naming anybody. There's probably people watching and observing this.
There's 1,000 people watching.
Really? No way.
There's 100,000 people watching right now. So be careful.
I don't have that many friends.
We never said they were your friends.
Oh, that's right.
They're just viewing.
Now they know Marlon.
All right, so horror story, and what did you learn from it?
Horror story. I've never really had a horror story. I've had like funny incidents, crazy incidents, but never a horror story.
Any crazy incidents to share? Or
Yeah.
you want to share one?
Yeah, sure. I'll share one. In Vegas.
What level of crazy is this?
Well, this is just like weird.
Well, the story did start off with in Vegas, so I mean we're halfway there.
Yeah. While we were getting ready to start shooting in Vegas, the guys were outside running cable, right for our lights, the power cables for all these lights. And this is when like we didn't know who the whole entire crew was, like because this is the prep before our first day of shooting, so people are coming in, they're coming and going as they please, getting ready for this movie. And we're outside rigging. We're in G, Nevada. We're in the middle of fucking nowhere.
Yeah.
Like, we're like 30 minutes from the strip, right? And the guys were rigging cable, and there's this weird guy walking around, like mumbling. Like, he was saying, oh, they're after me. They're going to come get me. The government's after me, whatever. And we're just like, all right. We thought he was like with the crew, but we found out he really wasn't. He was just some random guy walking around this abandoned hotel that we're shooting at, like trying to get into the doors of this building to hide out probably, right? So some guys were like, oh, you got to go, whatever. And they go and find the locations guy and call security, and security's walking around trying to find this guy. We lose him. Like, we lost him. We cannot find this guy. Probably like 6 hours later, we hear some stuff going on. And we're like, what's going on? Oh, we found the guy that was like running around trying to break in. Oh, I was like, oh, what happened? The guy chased him and he got scared. He said that the government's after him and they're going to like kidnap him and do stuff to him. So he jumped off the roof of the building. And I was like, what? He's like, yeah, that's why we had like fire department and ambulance come over here because he broke his legs. Wow. I was like, what? Like, really? Like,
Well, now you're not going anywhere.
now he ain't coming back.
Well, yeah.
Now they're actually gonna get him. If
Yeah.
they're not coming out. They're not going after him. He's freaking out.
Yeah.
But there's, I feel like a lot of things have happened on that movie and at that location because like shortly after that happened, the dumpster caught on fire. It's out of nowhere. I don't know if they threw something hot in there, but like
This is while you're filming?
this is while we're getting ready. Like there was a day where like it was smoke, like you smelled smoke. We're like, what's that smell? And then someone starts running over. The dumpster's on fire, and we're like, well, what do we do? And some location guy's like, I got it. So I put it out. I was like, oh, okay, cool.
This is normal.
Yeah.
I've heard the term dumpster fire a lot, but to actually see it in action in real life, that's
right,
another
dumpster
level.
fire. Yeah. There's a creepy thing that I thought was creepy while shooting at this place. This place has the Terribles Casino in G, Nevada. That's not really open anymore. There was one night I had my little electric bike and I was like going around the property. This is probably like 10 o'clock at night, right? Mind you, we're in the middle of nowhere. The next like sign of civilization is the prison. Like 2 miles down, right? And we were told that like to never go into this wing of this tower of the hotel because it's off limits. Like they were like, do not wander off into this tower. And we're like, all right, cool, whatever, we won't go. I'm riding my bike around at night, and I look up, and I know that there's no power in that side of the building because, it's been abandoned for like years. That's what I heard. I look up, and there is a lamp in the window, turned on.
Like you saw a physical lamp, or was it like a candle?
There is a lamp turned on in the hotel room, up in the top. And I was telling my buddy, I was like, "There's somebody in there. Like, there's somebody in there." And I was like, "Whatever." So I go back to doing whatever I was doing. A few days later, we had night work outside in that area. I told my buddy the story about when I rode by, and I was like, "Look at that! There's a light up there." That night that we go out there to shoot, I look up again at the same room, and the light is off. But the light 5 rooms down is on, and I was just like, "Who the fuck is turning these lights on? There's like nobody in this place." And then for whatever reason, I had to get access to the bottom floor of that place to put some lights in for this scene. Shit you not. You open that door and it smells like there's like a few dead corpses in the bottom of that hotel, the tower. And I was just like, "Oh, whoa, we can't go in here. Like, this place is disgusting. Like, it smells like dead bodies." And everyone's like, "Oh, let's go look for some dead bodies." Like, "No, dude. Get out of there. It's disgusting." That's a creepy adventure I had there.
Yeah.
But, you know.
So you guys ended up lighting it.
No. I was like, "No, I'm not going to put lights in there." Like, they really wanted me to put lights all over this side of the building. And I was like, "Hell no." Like, first of all, I don't have enough lights. Second of all, we were told never to go in there, right? There's no power.
Yeah.
You can't do it.
Unless you run a stinger from that lamp that's in the
Yeah,
top
unless I
story.
use that. I go up there to that room and say, "Hey, how you getting power up here?
Can I use it?
Can I use it?"
All right. So we got a question from chat
Oh, no.
from It's Asia B1. How do you get and/or find these jobs? What was your first paid opportunity when moving to LA?
Very good question. How do I get and find these jobs? The most important thing when you first come to LA is network. The more people you know, the higher chances of you getting jobs. When you meet somebody and they offer, you become friends with them. If they offer you an opportunity, make sure you do that job well, because they may call you for the next one, right? For me, it works like this. There's 30 days in the month. I need to work 10 jobs a month to be able to have my monthly income, right? I make sure I know 10 people that could potentially hire me. If I have more, great, right? It's more chances of me working. But as long as I have 10 people that I know that could hire me, I mean, I'm pretty good. I'm okay. I'm not really tripping off of the work. But definitely networking is the most important thing, because the more people you know, the more chances of you getting work. My first paid opportunity when moving to LA.
Maybe your first big, like, when did you feel like it was your biggest job? Like, oh shit, like I'm in LA too.
Well, that's hard. It's a hard thing for me to. I don't remember what my first opportunity.
Well, wait, your first feeling, your first moment where you're like, wow.
Well, because I kind of transitioned what I was doing from the Bay Area to here, right? So like the company I worked for had properties here that they worked out of, so I just transferred over. But meeting the people that I met along the way that kind of introduced me to film, that was all part of my networking. Like, I went out, I met people. I went on Craigslist and I looked up film jobs or just lighting jobs in general, and I applied to these positions, and I got calls for it. Like, it's like, hey, you applied to our thing on Craigslist. You want to come do this job? That's actually how I met these people. Is that I took a job on Craigslist.
There you go.
Was
it low?
Oh, it was low.
Yeah.
I mean,
So-
I didn't. I just wanted to do it just because I get to, meet some new people.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll keep hiring me. I took that chance and I took that opportunity and I went with it. And eventually it started to grow. Like, you meet one person on set and then you go to another job and you meet 2 more people on set, then you're all friends. It's kind of like how I met you guys, Where did we meet?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember too.
We met on one of Keone's sets.
Yeah.
Right? But see, like that. Like, the network thing is quick. You go to a job and you meet somebody, and you meet somebody else, and then you meet everyone else. And then you meet everyone else.
And then you just have
And
a
then-
podcast
And then you just hop on a podcast.
and talk about how you
just-
met everybody else.
And just talk about how you meet everybody else. But yes,
Yeah.
network. Meet people, be friendly, and also be good at what you do, because people notice that kind of stuff. Yeah. My first paid opportunity, I don't know, because it's kind of a blur. But
I love it. We also have another question. This is from YouTube chat. So thank you guys for watching on YouTube and or Twitch. This is from Ed, who is also in the building today. What's up, Ed? What inspires you, and is there someone who you really, really want to work with? What inspires you? Let's start there. What inspires you?
I just want everyone to know that I'm a high school dropout, so these questions are kind of like I gotta think this through really hard, because I don't know how to answer that.
That's okay. We're
What was the
going.
question again?
What inspired you?
What inspires you?
What inspired me?
Well, what inspires you now?
Like today,
today,
you wake up every single day and you're like, man,
What's
I want
your
to
drive? The business?
My drive?
Yeah.
My current drive right now? Okay.
Goals.
My goal right now. So, I can't say best boy because she's a female. My ACLT, my right-hand man, got sworn into the union yesterday. If those who don't know what the union is, we're a part of a union called the IATSE, the International Alliance of Theatrical Stage Employees. We are, we are a union that services motion picture work. So every department has their own union number. My ACLT just got sworn in yesterday, so she officially joined. She's part of the membership. Now she could do any job she pleases, like anything from big or small, big blockbuster to independent films, whatever. Behind, like in at our union, there's this wall, and this wall is called it's called the Gaffers Award wall, right? This is a wall that every gaffer that's a part of Local 728, if you get nominated or you win an Oscar, your name gets put on that wall.
Every time, or
Every time.
so you could have multiple times.
Yeah. If you do multiple projects and they win or they get nominated for awards. Yesterday, that was like my motivation right there. I was just like, I want to put my name right there. I want my name there. You know what I mean? So like that kind of drove me to like, okay, this next coming year, these projects that I have lined up, like I don't already give it my all. I'm gonna give it much more than that. You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna really push to make this thing really good, because I just hopefully it wins an award and my name gets up here and then I get some sort of credit and like some sort of like, good job. You know what I
Pat on
mean?
the
Yeah.
back.
Huh?
A pat on the back.
Pat on the back. Like all these years that I've worked hard, like it finally pays off
Yeah.
and people notice it.
Yeah, I feel
You
like
know?
you don't get that pat on the back unless you
Unless you win an
win
award.
an award. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
You know?
like recognition.
And I think everyone's goal is to win an award.
Eventually, I feel
Eventually
like.
in their career,
Yeah.
win an award or
Something.
get some sort of like recognition for your work, because that shows like the amount of years you put in, the blood, sweat, tears you put into this industry. Because you think about it, this industry it tears us up. Like
Yeah, wear
you
you
work,
down for
you
sure.
work, 12 hours, 16 hours sometimes.
Bro, I've been getting 5 hours sleep.
Yeah.
this past couple.
We sometimes you'll work 20 days in a row, right? Sometimes you work one day, whatever.
But it's even more than that because it's it's the things you had to learn when you're not on set. The equipment that you had to fund and get all this sort of stuff. So it's you have that 12-hour day, 16-hour day,
Right.
but it's like all this stuff off the field that the people don't see.
Yeah.
It's like
People
it
don't-
could be a
people don't-
lot.
Yeah, they don't understand. They don't. People, if you're not in the industry, you don't have an idea of what we do and what goes on behind the scenes. It's
How much we suck up and like
making a movie is not easy. It's extremely difficult. It takes a huge toll on your body, your mental health.
Yeah.
Sacrifices.
Sacrifices.
Then it's good and bad because you're being in this industry. You're part of like. Not anybody in the world does what we do. Not anybody could do what we do. Like this is an industry full of talented individuals that have a good vision and like to be creative visually or, visually
Simulated.
whatever. But you know what I
Creatively.
mean? Like creatively. Just be very creative, And people don't understand that you don't just put a camera up and shoot it and say, "Oh, it looks good."
That's what something I used to get was like, "Oh, you're just pushing record."
No.
Like, no, I'm not just pushing record.
No,
like,
there's
there's
other
so much
things.
more
Yeah,
shit I got to do.
Yeah.
So much more stuff that you have to do. There's a whole village behind this camera, behind this lens that's making this what it is.
Yeah.
Takes a village.
Yeah.
And it's like every little detail too. I mean, how
Every
many times
little
does hair and
detail.
makeup have to fly in? How many times is art, or if you're working with food, let alone you have a whole
Food
kitchen.
There's a home ec department.
Yeah.
They're hired just to make the food, make it look pretty.
Yep.
You
Yep.
know?
And everything has to be precise and perfect.
Well, that's the
Yeah.
thing too. A lot of people, we're so hyper focused on what we're working on. Like, for example, camera. We're just worried about camera, framing, and technical stuff, as opposed to we're not looking at talent if the hair is in her mouth or something or in her eye.
No, that's not your job though. Like everybody, like
what I'm
typically
saying.
on any given set, everyone has a dedicated task.
Yeah.
Whether it's brushing the hair, applying the lipstick, touching a light, changing a lens. Like everyone's got their job, That's what makes the set fluid. That's why we're able to shoot what we do in such a short period of time. Sometimes,
Yeah.
sometimes it's longer.
Yeah.
But yeah, one person can't do everything. It's impossible.
Okay, so we got GTF coming up. GTF.
What is GTF?
Guess
that frame.
God, I was afraid of this.
All right. So Marlon O'Brien says he's not really a filmmaker, so we have.
Well, he didn't say filmmaker. He said he said moviegoer.
Moviegoer. He doesn't really watch movies, but we got a couple frames for him to try and guess that frame and what movie it was from, using the details in the shot.
And you do have Lifeline if you want to use it. You could ask,
Anyone in the audience?
the live studio audience. You could ask chat as well. But chat, if you guys are watching, do not put the answer in the chat unless Lifeline is used. Thank you very much.
All right.
And no cheating.
No cheating.
Ed, no peeking.
Ed's trying to throw up a sign.
So it's showing this.
Where's our
It's gonna
set
show on the
security?
screen. Yeah.
Set security.
All right.
All right, first frame.
Ooh.
I don't know.
Damn.
It's the
See,
back of
I
someone's
like this
neck.
game because I get to guess with you too.
R. Kelly misplaced.
Definitely
it-
not.
No, wait, no, hold on.
That's Ving Rhames
No.
for sure.
Oh, my bad.
Oh, I just threw out a clue.
Oh,
I have no idea
that-
what that is.
Well, you just gave out a huge clue.
I still have no idea.
And
It-
who's
it
the
is-
other actor in the background?
Who is the other actor in the background?
That's Statham.
Nope. This
don't
movie
know.
is from the 90s.
Willis?
You're
Bruce?
giving him.
No,
Wait,
I'm
I'm guessing too.
gonna have
He's
to,
your lifeline whether you want it or not.
I'm
Okay,
gonna,
I'm not
have, I'm
saying
gonna
that.
have to pass on this one. I don't
No,
know.
don't
You have
pass
to get-
yet.
Yes, come on. Look at it.
Because if you guess three, how many frames you got today?
I'll
Four,
give, I'll
five?
give you something. This is the B story of the film.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Well, there's a band-aid on his neck.
There's a bandage on his neck for
Which
sure.
means what? Did he get something in his spine? Is it injected?
Was it a
Is
fresh haircut and he's got a razor?
Oh, Ed's waving
I
his
get that
hand. But
sometimes.
see, here's the thing. I think it's supposed to get a little harder, so I wouldn't use your lifeline just
Yeah,
yet.
yeah. I wouldn't.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Because you peaked.
Yeah, he heard the two actors and could guess and heard it from the 90s. I gave so many hints.
Yeah, I
This-
don't know. I have no idea.
This is a Quentin Tarantino film.
Still don't know.
Still don't know.
No, I'm not.
So yeah, if you guess 3 out of 5,
You will win the mug that you're drinking out of today.
Wow.
if you guess 4 out of or 5 out of 5, you will win the mug and the hoodie you're wearing.
I think he's
I already
already
paid for this.
he'll get
Well,
you
you wouldn't
one.
have then.
But he's already.
You already got a hat too.
Yeah, I got a hat too.
It seems like he's already passing
That
on
you
this one.
gave to
This
me.
is
Okay.
Pulp Fiction.
Pulp Fiction. Yeah, I didn't watch that.
What do you think about? Let's analyze the lighting of each of these frames too. What do you think?
Well, back in those days,
definitely-
soft lighting
Look at his head.
wasn't really cared for.
Didn't exist.
No, I mean it existed, but no one really cared for soft lighting. You
Yeah.
know,
That was all hard.
it was all like hard lighting, and there's a little bit of softness here and there. But nowadays, a lot of movies are like super soft,
Yeah.
Well, this one's soft on his left head. Soft.
and
yes.
it's not.
No?
It's just I think it's just dialed way down.
Yeah, it's just dialed way down.
Like
It's not-
negative 100 points. You'd say like dial it back 100
Negative.
points.
Yeah. Just so everyone knows, I didn't like this podcast today. Mike did.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
don't base his
Yeah.
lighting credits based off this set.
Yeah, he had to redo all this just for me today, and I appreciate that.
Yeah.
At least he tried.
Well, I just needed your input, even though you still wouldn't approve.
Yeah.
You wouldn't pay me for it. Yeah. It's all good.
But
But
it's
yeah.
okay.
So,
But
yeah.
at least
At least you appreciate it.
I appreciate
Yeah. the
But
you
effort.
trying.
But full
effort,
but
yeah.
full
The
disclosure,
effort.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Do not
It's a little hot.
I'm
I'm just gonna say that.
yeah. Well, that's
Thank you.
I'll say
That's-
it's a little
Appreciate
hot.
it.
We'll let him be the judge of that.
Yeah.
So yeah, this was Pulp Fiction.
All right.
Okay, cool.
Oh for 1.
I didn't watch Pulp Fiction.
Oh,
That
God.
is one of the 7 deadly sins.
Yeah, I know.
Next, if this one was hard for you, I don't think.
You're losing.
I'm gonna lose.
You said you liked horror films, so I picked
Oh,
that
I
one-
know what this one is.
I mean, come
Hold
on.
on. Okay, I remember.
This is The
Yeah.
Ring.
What?
The Ring.
Yes.
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
is.
Okay.
Yeah, that I know.
Yeah, we get some
Okay.
cheers
There you
going.
go.
Woo!
Yeah,
We need
I
it.
mean,
I know. We just
wrong button.
wrong one.
Oh.
I needed that for the first one.
Yeah, that was the first. Yeah.
Yes, that's the ring. That
Still,
was
again,
really-
That's a
like,
great frame. Let's talk about it.
Like soft lighting was still not really a thing. Like, all these shadows and shapes.
That shadow that he's casting,
Yeah,
that's not the TV.
That's not the TV.
Okay, so everyone knows.
Yeah.
yeah, they were definitely trying to make it look like the TV.
Yeah.
I think.
Totally.
Yeah,
Well, no, because you have some moonlight hitting the window,
Yeah.
right? Frame right.
Yeah.
So I think that's where a lot of that sourciness is coming from.
Well, no, you
No.
can see his shadow is
Absolutely.
coming from the TV.
Look
and
how
there's a
edgy that
source
is.
above
That's
the
soft
TV.
edge, and then look at this hard
this
edge.
is
Yeah.
such a hard
Yeah,
edge.
such
It
a hard
almost
edge.
looks like it was put in post.
No.
Like
Oh, I see. I was looking at the shadow to the left. Thing behind him, I didn't even realize it was a shadow. I thought that was like part of the carpet or something. I see it
I
now.
mean, you are right. That could be like that shadow is you don't see
'Cause-
the
'cause
rest.
you
Of,
have
you don't see
two.
the rest of the light around it.
Yeah.
So that could be a visual.
it
effect.
looks like in post because they probably added the picture on the TV in post
Mhm.
as well.
Mm.
I think they were like, shit, this TV needs to cast some light, cast a shadow.
Yeah, you're right.
Well, do you feel? I mean, do you feel like that shadow is even like practical shadow, or is that also?
No, that's what I'm saying. I think that's a
That's not
fake
a real shadow.
VFX
Yeah.
shadow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
All right, let's go to the next one. Good guess on that.
Yeah.
Yay. Oh, okay. So this is a new movie,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
This is from
This
this is from Greg Fraser.
is a new movie,
This is
kind of a part 2 of an old movie.
Dune.
Nope.
No.
Close. I mean,
You only get
yes.
2 guesses as well. That's 1 down.
Who is the cinematographer?
Can't give you that.
No.
I could have sworn I knew.
Do you want me to
This
zoom in on the frame at all?
well, not really.
How you can ask questions.
I just asked a question.
What was it?
Who's the
Who's the
cinematographer?
Can we give that?
Can I give that?
I would say you
I
can
think
give
you
that.
can.
Yeah.
You
I
can't.
can
I
pull
can't
it
show
up.
me that.
Yeah, let's see.
Look on your phone or something.
Well, how about this? Let's just look at the frame. What was that?
Oh, it's
Oh,
Deacons.
Yeah, there you go.
Ed probably knows.
We need Ed to be part of our
Wait.
producer.
Are you?
No, I know it's Deacons.
Yeah, this
Yeah,
one's a very,
He's over there writing treatments and taking
Definitely
names.
a Deacon's look. I don't see now. I'm having a brain fart in the movie.
So okay, let's talk about this imagery. How is this being done? Water on top and just lights being shot through?
I think so. I think that there was a pool of water above this,
Just different sources or one
and then
big source?
different sources for sure to get all those shapes, but the sources are far away.
Yeah.
Is it all coming through one? See how like
Is
are
it
they
all
shooting?
coming through
Yeah,
the
they
top?
shooting like. Do you see how?
Oh,
it's,
they're definitely cross-lining the fuck out of it. There's no way you're gonna get, huh? Yeah, it's crosslit. It's all crosslit.
Caustic?
I don't know what that means, but okay. Yeah.
Oh,
waves on the wall.
that's a term for it?
So
is that something that can be done artificially, or is that something that requires like practical
Both.
effect?
You can do both. Yeah.
So then, this frame is this practical, or is this?
I mean, knowing
What do you think?
Deacons, everything's pretty much done practically.
So this is basically a sequel to the original that was from what, the 80s?
Is it Blade Runner?
Yep.
Yeah. So
Oh wow!
There you go.
Here we go. Can we get some applause in there?
Let's see if I got the right button here.
Yeah. There it is.
Hey. What is it? 1 for 2?
No, he got 2.
And if
got,
you get
got the ring.
9 right,
So you got
Oh,
2.
yeah, it's 2 for 3. 2 for 3.
Right now.
I started.
All right, let's
Don't
go to the
start.
next one.
Smoking the ganja, man.
I have no idea.
it almost
no,
looks like
gotcha.
Smoking a pipe.
Smoking
Smoking a
hookah.
pancake? I have no idea what that is or who that is.
All right, so this
Hold
one.
on. If you don't know who it is,
You
Let's-
want me to use the lifeline?
you can use Lifeline or at least talk about the frame. Like, tell us what you think about lighting it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, this is probably a newer movie because it's a lot softer than it normally should be, or you normally would be if it was an older movie. You can even see it in his eyes where the source of light is coming from. And you
Like
can
a
tell by
board?
the contrast ratios is not super high. So that source could just easily be close, wrapped around. But this is a soft source. This is what I consider a soft source.
Yeah. Got it.
Because you can see the shadows on his nose is not hard.
yeah on the side of the face there. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. What were you going to say, Zach, about it?
So this is another Tarantino film.
I don't really watch Tarantino movies. I'm sorry. Who? Oh yeah, I don't know.
Bob Richardson was the DP. Ed says.
Is this why you invited Ed so he can make
Yeah.
you win?
I
this,
know, huh?
Win all
You
the
trying to
junkies
win
merch.
everything.
Oh yeah. Well, I can't win the merch because I already bought this.
No,
and I got
it's
that.
still considered winning it.
Okay,
You
fine.
know?
You don't have to not pay for something to win it.
Okay, fine. I'm gonna have to pass on this though. 'Cause I
Alright, so
do not-
this one is the opening scene of Inglourious Bastards.
Oh, yep, definitely a movie I did not watch.
Oh, jeez, you're crazy.
I'm sorry.
Do you have another one?
Pulp
Sorry.
Fiction and Inglourious Bastards. You gonna skip all?
I know, those are
Alright,
classics.
So here's the final frame.
Hold on. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
This is an older movie.
I think late '90s, early 2000s.
And no more lifelines.
Did
Is this from Fight Club?
There you go.
Yeah.
You got 3 out of 5.
Applause.
All right, yeah, let's get some more.
I can tell it's an older movie because of the way the lighting is.
Yep. What do you think about this shot? Do you remember like this scene?
How do you feel about
He's at the-
mixing?
So he's at the photocopier here.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts
Um,
on mixing daylight and tungsten?
Oh, it's just totally allowed.
Oh, I know it's allowed.
Yeah. It's
I'm
just
just
like
saying your preference on it.
oh, I mean, like I said, you gotta light as if it was natural.
Yeah.
Like light it as is natural. I don't want I don't like when people are like, wow, that light's really bright. It must be really fake. It's like, no, I'm trying to make everything look as natural as possible. Right. With adding like
Some motivation.
some motivation and making sure like they're the highlight of the shot. You know what I mean? like all attention's on them.
Or even, lighten some in the back.
Yeah.
Just give it some depth or create some depth.
Yeah.
But yeah, lit from the bottom, photocopy machine obviously in front of him.
Yeah.
Daylight on the side of his face, hitting him. Hard source.
Yeah.
And some shitty green fluorescence in them.
Yeah.
Practicals.
Definitely. That's
All right.
great.
Yeah, that's all of our guess that frame shots.
All right.
Cool. So I got 3 out of 5.
3 out of 5.
So what do I get again?
You get that hoodie that you bought.
Sick.
Yeah. And
What else are you buying? What else are you buying?
yeah,
Well, that's all. That's all that I wanted to buy.
Hoodie? Okay.
you can have whatever you buy.
I can have whatever I buy. I want this microphone. I want that camera.
Yeah, you can buy it.
No, can you take that camera? I'm trying to get a different one.
Okay, fine. I'll take that camera.
All right. Cool.
Yeah, take
cool,
the
cool.
GH5. Get it.
Yeah, and then we'll go get
outta
the
here.
Black Magic. Oh man, well that concludes our segment of
Guess
that frame. Oh man, have you always been a jokester? Do you like joking around on set, or is that something? Did you learn your humor from working in the industry, or did you just
No,
apply your
this
current
is-
humor?
This is naturally me. I'm naturally a jokester. People can't really take me seriously.
When is it time to be serious for Marlon? That's what I want to know.
When someone's yelling at me, that's when I get serious.
I'll take that. I'll take that. I feel that. For
When
sure.
someone yells at me first.
Yeah.
But see, I've always been kind of an uplifting person. Like I'm always joking around, like to crack jokes. Like I want everyone around me to be laughing and happy and not so much stressed about what's going on and outside of their lives. I just want to take everyone's attention off of the negative things and just be happy and positive in the moment, right?
Until you get yelled at.
Until I get yelled at, yeah. With that said, like on set, there's a time and place for everything. For me, the time is on set to fuck around. I'm never really serious on set.
Like you get the job done, but
I get the job
in
done,
a lighthearted way.
but I like everyone to have fun doing it because, like, I don't do this. I don't consider this a job. This is not a job for me. This is my all-time hobby. Like, I love doing what I do. It's fun. It's creative. I feel proud of the work that I put out. Getting paid is just a bonus.
Yeah. How hard is it for you to separate business from doing business and doing the hobby part?
I mean, I do them both. It's not hard to, it's hard not to separate them.
When do you feel like it's a business? Like, oh, fuck, I got to do taxes. I guess tax season.
That's why you hire people to do the work for you.
Okay. Inventory then.
I mean, the business side of it, like, that's a whole nother thing, right? That's like just what every business, every company you start off with or you run, like, there's always going to be the business side. There's always going to be the work side, like I don't consider this a job. This is more of a hobby. Like running the business side of it. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of things you got to do, a lot of things you got to, you got to upkeep your gear, make sure your taxes are all in line, make sure you're getting paid, that kind of stuff.
yeah.
That doesn't really take too much of my time. It doesn't take me away from the actual creative work side of it. Because it's kind of like, it somehow blends in. Like, I got a job, I got to load a truck, got to get this gear, got to go bring it over there, got to light it. So it kind of just feel, at some point, it's just going to feel
Natural.
seamless.
Yeah.
Like it's like
Like a
nothing.
workflow.
Like it's nothing, you know? I'm just so used to it.
So
Yeah.
leads me to my next question. What do you do outside of like work?
I don't have a life outside of work.
You don't swing the 9-iron?
I mean, I swing the 9 with you guys.
Yeah,
Whoa.
but that's
I mean,
Man,
Not-
you
not
swing
as
that
often.
9-iron mic all you want.
well,
lick my 9. I had to do it. There you go. If you guys know, you know.
yeah. I mean, I play golf with you guys, but I'm terrible at it.
When's the last time you golfed?
I don't remember.
Me neither. It's been a while.
Probably when we all golf together.
No,
Yeah.
I golfed one more time after
you?
that. But that was
last time, dude.
That was a really long time ago.
Yeah.
I've been meaning to get back into it. Other than that, like I like to just when I'm not working, and it's funny you guys ask a question because I don't like being at home. I like to do stuff. I like to stay busy. I try to work almost every day if I can. And when I'm not at work, I tinker. And I just like
Do you obsessively tinker?
I obsessively tinker
for efficiency or just
because I have to. I have to do it. Like I just have to do it. I gotta go and
Make sure.
I gotta go and
no question
rewrap
right?
these cables. I gotta go fix these lights. Like I just gotta do it. You know, if I don't do it, no one's gonna do it.
Yeah.
I won't get done.
that.
It's a constant battle.
Yeah. If I were to do something outside of work that was like just an activity, I mean, just be golfing with the friends or hanging out. Lately I've been going to raves with my ACLT. I haven't done that, or I haven't done that ever because I've always been behind the scenes. Like I've always been
working at
the raves and not being an attendee. Yeah. Now I'm an attendee and I'm just like,
wow, the lights are so cool.
Lights. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I'm just like, this is what it looks like from here. You know what I mean?
Have you ever done lighting for like a rave? I know you like obviously started off in events and DJing and all that sort of stuff, but like
I have. So back in the Bay Area, some friends of mine started this little like EDM rave.
Was it in the city?
It was everywhere.
Oh, okay.
They did it everywhere.
Yeah.
They were called ESM, Electric State of Mind, and they ran that for quite some time. And I used to do all the lighting for them, and a lot of my I would see a lot of my old friends from like middle school and high school there at these events, and I'm just like, oh yeah, what's up, dude? Like, oh, what are you doing? I'm like, oh, I'm doing the lighting for this event. I'm like, oh, cool. So yes, I did do some of that. I did do a little bit of lighting for like EDC when it was still here in Los Angeles before they went to Vegas.
That's fire.
But I have done a handful of those kind of lighting events or lighting jobs.
But you never worked it and then attended it after?
No, I usually always worked it.
Yeah.
And it's only this year that I started being an attendee to these events, and it's a different experience. You know, I enjoy it.
Yeah.
I completely enjoy being just a person there and not having to work.
Yeah, enjoying the event.
Yeah.
Enjoying the event and not have to worry about, oh, I got to break this down after.
And then watching the other people work.
Yeah, and be like, I'm not doing that. Not today.
We actually had one of your fellow friends that like to go to raves or participate, Dirty Dollar Music, in the chat
my God,
as well.
Dirty Dollar Music.
Yeah.
Shout out to Dirty Dollar Music. My favorite DJ right now.
Let's go.
Yeah. Dirty Dollar Music. That's actually, he is my ACLT's boyfriend. I met him, while I was partying with them. Really awesome dude. He's a really good DJ. He works in the gaming industry. Gaming? Yeah.
Nice.
He makes video games, I think.
Fire.
Cool.
Does he makes the soundtrack to it after?
No, I don't know.
Probably
no,
not.
Oh, no,
That's
no.
a different lane.
That's a different department.
Yeah. Out of my department.
Hey, Marlon, if you weren't in filmmaking, I probably we could all assume that you'd probably be DJing or if there's something else.
What would I be doing if
Yeah.
I wasn't in the... Okay, so, Filipino American, typical Filipino family. What do they want you to do? Oh, you should get into the nursing or something in the medical field. I don't want to. So if
Is that what you would be doing?
If I 100% guarantee it, if I wasn't doing... If I didn't put my foot down to my family and be like, because my family didn't think I would get anywhere in this kind of industry.
How important is that? To like
To
not
have your family support.
well to go against their
Well, it's tough because like you don't want to disrespect your family, and everyone has a different. Oh, sorry, it's different for every family, every religion, every kind of like
culture.
Like my everyone in my family was getting into medical field and all that. My mom was like, "Why don't you do that?" Like and I was just like, it's not really me. Like this is kind of like what I want to do. And she's like, "Oh, but those jobs are only like once in a while. How could you have a stable income?" And I'm like, well, I just got to be good at what I do, and I'll have a stable income. I'll get enough work to be able to live. It's tough, like telling your parents no, you don't want to do that, and of course the rest of your family like thinks different of you because
Are they supportive at first?
Now my mom's like, "Oh, what are you doing today?" I was like, "Oh, I'm doing a movie." "Oh, with who?" "Oh, with, let's say, Mel Gibson." "Wow." "Are you busy?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm pretty busy." "Oh, you're doing the lightning?" I was like, "No, Mom, lighting." "Oh, okay." Oh, so I mean, now she's like, I think she's accepted it, and she's. I mean, come on, if she sees my work out in the big screen,
Yeah.
you gotta be proud of your kid, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I made it.
Yeah,
I made it to the big screen.
We just did a job with Ed for Pier 39.
Yeah.
And I showed my mom, and
She's very proud of
she
it.
was
Right?
very proud.
Yeah.
So shout out Ed. Thank you.
Yeah.
For that. It's back
That's
there.
it's such a great feeling when people appreciate your work, and that's what's one of the reasons why I do this is because I want people to watch this 50 years later and be like, wow, that's still good till this day. Like, it looks good. Like, these people made something cool. Like how we do nowadays. Like, when we're looking back at frames and, like, these are movies from the 90s. Like, we still think those movies are amazing. People have worked hard back in those days. Harder, because the way they did things back in the days is not the way we have it now.
Yeah.
Nowadays, we have it kind of
Easier.
much more simpler. Actually, I take it back. It's not simple because technology is
added
evolving.
in a bunch of other stuff. Too,
Like
on the way.
technology is evolving. Lights are getting harder to work with.
Signals are dropping from monitors.
Signals are
to
constantly
from wires.
dropping. Lights are randomly flickering.
Yeah.
Well,
Like,
and you have to shoot for the post house as well in terms of like whatever it may be.
Yeah. So I feel like but it was a lot. Back then it was hard. Today it's still kind of hard because of technology, but we still appreciate the work they did back in the day. We still love to watch old movies, even though I don't watch movies. I should. I should watch movies.
I love to do it. I just don't ever do it.
Do you have a favorite movie? Like, what's your favorite movie? Like, oh, I love that movie.
Oh, you guys are gonna laugh. My favorite movie
Yeah.
is Don't Be a Menace.
Yes.
Yes. Don't Be a Menace. That's my favorite movie.
But you are a menace though.
Don't be a menace while drinking your juice in the head.
Yeah, South Central.
Yeah.
That's my shit. I remember watching that movie with my friend at his house. And, like his family's like, "Oh, you're not supposed to be watching this. It's like a R-rated movie, right?" And we're like, as we're kids, we're like, "Oh yeah, let's watch this shit." So we're watching it in his living room, and it's like this movie. It's like super vulgar, super everything. And you're just like, "Yeah, fuck it, this movie's sick." Till this day, I just remember that movie. Every time I see it anywhere, I'm like, "Ooh, let's watch this." You know what I mean?
Just nostalgia and everything.
Yeah. That's the same thing for me with Next Friday.
Oh, that's another series of movies. That series of movies, yeah, another one of my favorites.
Yeah. How high?
How high? See, you're bringing them all up.
Yeah.
As you can all
good
tell, they're all the same type of movie. This damn right. They're all the same type of movie. But definitely, How High is a favorite. The Friday series, and Don't Be a Menace.
All right.
So everything's being shot vertical nowadays. Do you think that we'll get to the point where we're gonna have vertical movie theaters as well? Like you go and the big screen is vertical.
What kind of question is that?
That's a good question.
I mean,
I don't think.
I hope it doesn't.
If we're shooting everything for phone content,
Something else is wrong.
I mean, like, we shouldn't be doing that because we're attracting everyone to stare at their phones instead of going out for an experience and watching a movie on the big screen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, making movies will never go that direction. Shooting vertical.
That's just a format.
Shooting vertical is just a format just for the phones, right? It's not gonna be. It's not. It's a thing, but it's not gonna be a thing for the big screen.
Well,
I think it'll be a bigger. I mean, not bigger. I think it'll be a big thing.
It is a big thing right now because a lot of jobs that I've been doing, we're shooting for, when we
social
shoot
content.
When we shoot some stuff, we shoot it for the phone content.
Are you
as well.
guys turning the camera?
We're
vertical?
not.
So you're just getting the frame
lines. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because you need the rest of it. If you're not going to use the rest of, like, if you're just going to shoot just for phone
Couple
content,
socials, yeah.
sure, whatever. But we usually, right, Ed? We usually just have frame lines up, and then they can just crop it from there. Yeah, just reference lines. So, I mean, that's.
Then you'll know on your phone, before.
Yeah.
You would always see them miss a frame.
Yeah.
Now it looks like it was made for the phone, even though
Right.
you're shooting for
It would look like it's for a phone, if you shoot it vertically. So at least if you shoot it regular, like the regular style of shooting, you
can
have
go both
options.
ways, yeah.
You got options.
Yeah, then you can make a phone version or a landscape
Yeah.
version or whatever it may be.
I've never done a job where we turned the camera sideways. I don't know why.
It's cool.
Yeah, we've done it. We've done it on like our BTS cameras because we know specifically that BTS is gonna go towards IG Reels, stories,
Yeah,
etc.
makes
So
sense.
we've put the Blackmagic on a gimbal vertical, and that's pretty cool. But at the same time, it does limit you in that regard. So, but I think also too, by the time we even like get into the debate of changing anything about the theater experience, I feel like we're gonna be more in the realm of like VR and like these interactive films and stuff like that.
Yeah. It's all going to get to that. Except the technology's evolving.
Mm-hmm. It's going to take over.
It's going to, I mean, I can't foresee what the future holds in terms of how we're going to visually watch content from here on out.
It's going to be downloaded in our chip in the brain.
Yeah.
Love that movie.
People say that the metaverse is going to take over.
Yeah.
People say VR is going to be the next thing.
But they'll probably go both hand in hand.
Yeah, but I'm sure there are people in a room right now trying to figure it out.
I mean, hey, how about this? Great question right here. Do you think movies predict the future?
No,
No?
I mean,
not predict exactly the future, but do they have a
Foreshadow.
They set a
foreshadow?
Yeah,
It's
I mean,
set an agenda, I guess.
yes
the
and
future.
yes and no. What movie have you watched that's done that?
I've watched from Minority Report to Total Recall to some other ones. There's some other ones that are like futuristic-ish kind of in the near future.
I think like
Simpsons?
Hollywood's image of futuristic. It's cool.
Shapes.
And everyone tries to mimic what Hollywood's created as the future. But will it actually look like that? We don't know yet.
Well, what if Hollywood has an insider in technology and it's like, this is the future?
I mean, I wouldn't doubt that.
Make a movie about it.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't. Yeah, I wouldn't doubt that.
Then they become hella rich in the future because they made a movie about it.
Yeah,
That's their product.
well, I mean, we'll have to see in 5 years to see what happens.
I mean, they literally made a movie about the Matrix, and we're living in the Matrix. So,
It's a simulation.
yeah,
That's a whole other question.
Yeah, but we're not
Conversation.
taking red pills or blue pills.
you don't know that. You have no recollection of it.
You're right.
And that's the end of the show, guys. Thanks for tuning in. So let's get back to another topic here. So we already talked about kind of like what inspires you. Is there anybody that you particularly admire or that you would like to work with in the future?
Yeah, I mean, I can name a handful of DPs I'd love to work with. One especially is Matt Libatique. He's a Filipino DP. He's done a lot of the big movies that you've watched, like Birds of Prey, and I can't think of anything else.
Birds of Prey.
Yeah. Stars Born. Yeah, really talented cinematographer. It's probably one I would like to work with another Filipino American filmmaker.
Mm-hmm.
You know, yeah, but his work is like he takes pride in his work, and that's someone that I would love to work with in the future. But you know,
Even if he yells at you.
even if he, I don't care. Yell at me all you want. You know, I'm a small fish in a big pond, so I can only hope and dream. But
He could be listening.
eventually, something will come my way.
What if he hits you up next week, right? Because you manifested, say, hey, I saw you on the Cinema Junkies podcast. Great show, by the way. I mean, I tune in every week. I saw you on that show. And hits you up. Would you say that's manifestation is real?
Manifestation is real.
All right.
It is real.
Get it.
If you manifest it hard enough, it will happen.
Manifest it hard enough. And now that's the end of the show.
Like somehow, like censor him. And
There's
he's
no
supposed to-
censorship on here.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm surprised Zach hasn't muted me yet.
It's on YouTube.
It's on YouTube. All right.
So okay, great. So moving right along, like what's a common myth about not only working in LA in the film industry, but specifically about being a gaffer in LA, working in the film
Common
industry?
myth.
So many.
Common myth that we get paid a lot. I mean, common myth. I don't know. I don't have an answer to
I
that.
mean, maybe you guys maybe put hammocks in the truck and lay.
Maybe.
Oh, that's not a myth.
That's not a myth?
We definitely hang hammocks in the truck and take naps during lunch because
I feel it.
that's the only time we can sleep.
Yeah. That makes sense. Okay.
We don't sleep.
What else? What's some other myths?
I think instead of asking me about myths, why don't you just
Say some stuff and say if it's a myth.
and I'll tell you if it's true or not.
Okay, come on, fire it off.
Okay, fire it off. You hate grips.
No, we do not hate grips. Grips are our number one support. They are the department that supports us in shaping light and making sure everything is safe for not just us, but for everybody else. I rely heavily on my grip team because without them, I can't do half the stuff that I do, you know? I can't put lights in a weird spot without them making sure it's properly safe. You know, grips are our best friends. And that's not a myth. These are the facts.
I love facts. All right, next.
Oh, but
is
here's the thing. For everyone listening out there, just remember, grip and electric are not one department. We are two separate departments, and we do two separate things. So for people who are thinking grip and electric is one department, we are not.
Stop calling them GE. all
Stop
right?
calling us
They're separate.
G
G
G and
and
E.
E.
G and E.
Stop saying GE. It's G and E.
Yeah,
Okay, so G and E is okay, but not GE
yeah.
because GE is a
GE 's
brand, right? Why'd you make that face? I hate you. All right, next myth. 2:16 is the time of day.
216 is a diffusion. But then again, I'm not a grip. That's a grip thing.
Oh shit, he hit me with it.
You should
so I
have
was
a-
testing you.
The next podcast, you should have a key grip come in here and tell you everything else.
Oh,
And just have him.
have him respond to
Yeah.
Marlon's.
Any key grips out there that are watching right now, if you want to be on this podcast and tell the world about what you do,
Sign up on the podcast.
The
Sign up on the
cinema-
website.
thecinemaJunkie.com/podcast.
Mhm.
Sign up, and then come yell at us about all of our information.
yeah. I just want everyone that's watching out there, if you have any questions outside of this, my Instagram and all that will be posted. Feel free to reach out with questions or any tips and tricks. I'm more than happy to teach everyone and show everyone kind of the basics,
Yeah.
just so everyone has a better understanding of what my job is and what I do.
Each one teach one. Kind of. Each one teach one.
Each one teach one, yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Love it. I just posted your Instagram in the chat as well. So go check out Marlon on his Instagram. That is the best way to contact him. And yeah, your profile is private, but you said that it'd be okay to send
You
friend
could,
requests.
if you want to follow me, you can, like, and then we could chat.
Slide up in his DMs, y'all.
Yeah,
Ed knows. What I'm about.
Ed knows what
He's
slide in the
like,
DMs means.
I know
So.
what DMs means.
What's some other words you've learned, Ed? Real quick.
What time did you pull up?
Link. Pull up.
He said sneaky links last night at dinner. He said,
No.
I learned the new word, sneaky links. I was like, oh, you don't want to use that. Yeah, sneaky link is not what you think it is.
It's yeah.
No side piece.
It's just a side piece.
But yeah, it's not a web address necessarily. I mean, unless you're never mind. I'm not gonna get into it.
Yeah.
That's for another episode. So is there any particular lesson that you've learned over the years that was like most important to you, or is it just kind of
Yes.
just little moments along the way?
Have patience. Have patience with everybody because not everyone is you. And not everyone works the same way you work.
Mm-hmm.
So have patience with everyone. Always have a smile on your face. Be happy because that energy goes a long way on set.
Like force it. Like
Well, not force it, but you know, I walk around smiling, cracking jokes, and just I have a good time. I want to make this fun. I want to make my work environment fun, not just for myself, but for everybody around me.
yeah.
You know, I don't want anyone like, oh, why are you angry? No, I'm gonna be angry. It's like, you know,
Yeah.
your energy rubs off on people, and
So for all those tuning in, you can definitely see the kind of shenanigans that go on in a gaffer or a chief lighting technician's life on Marlon's Instagram. Follow him on Instagram, Crazy Cuts, right?
yeah,
Yeah, you be
At Crazy
posting
Cuts.
some funny stuff.
Hilarious
yeah,
stuff.
hilarious
on,
stuff.
on
Yeah.
IG stories. So
Yeah, I feel like, you know, people that follow me, they need to see just how I work and how chill I am and how I can make any set fun.
Yeah.
Well, I don't, yeah, well, I drink La Croix.
La Croix.
Pamplemousse.
Pimple
Pimple mousse. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Chobani,
I'm addicted to
my
Slim
body
Jims.
of Chobani. Slim Jims.
Like, yeah, it's bad.
Is that on the is that the crafty?
Oh yeah, wait, hold on.
Crafty.
I think
I request.
I have a request too. I have gushers.
I have a line item in his budget, and it's Voss water, Pamplemousse, Slim Jims,
Yeah.
and Chobani.
I feel like when you
yogurt.
get to a certain
Whoa.
level, you can do that. That's like part of your.
Well, it's because we've been friends
Yeah,
for over a
yeah,
decade.
you gotta-
So, you know, like,
It's like my thing. You want to get me on set? At least I need these requirements.
you want me to be there?
Yeah.
This is what I need.
well, I know Ed likes his oatmeal over there as well.
Oh, yeah.
But we had Erica in the chat earlier say no context, just put LaCroix, Slim Jims, and Chobani flip cookies and cream.
randomly.
Exactly.
She did that.
Yeah, just no context.
wow.
We weren't
Yeah,
asking
that's funny.
these. So she was
See,
prepared for that.
people
Shout out
start-
Erica.
People catch on.
Yeah.
So,
Gushers
oh,
is
yeah.
my thing.
Oh, Gushers is
Yeah.
good too. Yeah. Kit Kats, my thing.
That's only when I DP though.
Oh,
Only when I DP, I get that.
Gushers?
I'm like, hey, you got to get gushers.
you have to get Gushers.
I'll definitely try to snag some gushers on this music video that we're shooting.
Yeah.
So
Am I
Ooh,
DP?
music video.
producer,
Oh, okay.
but I'll still get you your gushers
Well, that means I have to buy the gushers.
with the budget.
Yeah.
Yeah, not out of your own pocket. We know we'll make it work. So I love that. So what's the best compliment you've ever gotten?
Nice work.
Yeah, just
Great job.
That's it. Great job. It looks good.
No, someone
that's a
had
good
to
one,
have
right?
given you a gift or a rap party or a rap gift or something. Or,
Well, so
that's
I got something
uh,
really cool.
Traditionally, on every movie or every TV show, at the very end of the movie, you get a rap gift from production, or the directors will give you guys a rap gift. I personally like to get my crew a gift from myself and my company. So we did this bowling movie back in September. Yeah, right, September, October. One of those two.
December, yeah.
I got them all. It was a bowling movie called The Gutter. It's a comedy movie. It's gonna be really funny. Excuse me, off COVID. Comedy movie called The Gutter. I was trying to think of a. Sorry. I was trying to think
That's
of a.
questionable.
I was trying to think of a good rap gift for my crew.
I love the ASMR. So.
So I got them all bowling balls with custom engraving on it. So that's a gift that I give my crew. I usually give them a personal gift for me as a thank you for doing this movie. And production.
Production gives you COVID.
Production also gives us a gift from them as a thank you and like kind of like a memory of the movie, you know.
Yeah.
But no one's given me like a personal gift. I've always just gotten like, oh, thank you, good work, looks good, or I'll call you for the next one. You know what I mean? I think I'll call you for the next one
It's the best gift.
gets
Yeah,
me
that's
excited.
Yeah, that's the best compliment.
No one's giving you a gift.
Sorry. What? Oh, he's given me gifts many times.
Is it what I think it is, Ed, or those gifts?
I have to
The
drink- I
gifts,
have to
the
drink
gifts that
water
you,
because-
the gifts that you give out, that you give him, is it the jars? No.
I've given
What what gifts?
Oh yeah, he's giving me a bottle of Dom.
Oh, okay, Dom.
Yeah.
Nice.
At least on his jobs, it's not like, oh, thank you, good work. It's like, here's an electric bike.
Oh yeah,
Here's a portable generator.
yeah,
Here's some lights. You know, like products that we've shot.
yeah.
But yeah,
But no, the call you on the next one is definitely like the
I'll call you on the next one.
Yeah, it's
Sometimes
always-
it's good, sometimes it's bad.
house. Wait, because you had a bad experience. You're like, I don't want to work with you again.
Well, sometimes
so-
they'll say, I'll call you for the next one, and they actually don't.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
In the back of my mind, like, I'm never calling you again.
Yeah, it's like, I'm never getting called from ever again.
Oh man. So have you ever like? Do you ever feel like you're ever in like the hot seat when you are experiencing?
No,
No. Okay.
no hot seat.
No hot seat. Copy. So
I heard about this hot seat.
well, no, it's gonna be cold. We don't have the thermostat turned
We
off today.
kind of went through a lot of stuff.
That's cool. I'm cool with that. What do people misunderstand about you the most? Would you say? I mean, not specifically the gaffing part of it, just you as a person.
I don't know. I don't know what people think of me.
Do you care? You don't care.
I don't.
It doesn't matter.
I honestly don't care.
Yeah.
Some people think I'm weird. Some people think I'm ugly, but it's okay. I'm happy. I'm happy to have friends. I'm happy to have colleagues like you guys.
I don't think you're ugly.
Oh well.
Even when you tell me to
You
dial
don't
the
matter.
light down 100. Even when you tell me to dial
Yeah, I know,
the
right?
light back 100
No,
points.
I honestly I don't care what people think of me, just because I'm just kind of living my life, doing my thing. One way or the other, I'm gonna grow and succeed in what I'm doing. I don't need criticism. You know.
You fight criticism with hard work.
Well, if someone says my work's terrible, then do you just touch me?
No.
What do you do?
I was if you want, there's a thing to turn your
You trying
mic
to
off.
touch his leg?
Yeah.
You can't touch my
Hey.
leg.
All right.
Whoa.
Got
What
weird.
did this become?
No, but no, there's a thing down there. If right on the leg right here, if you want to turn it. Not his leg, the leg of the table. Anyway,
right.
if you decide to have to cough again, you can turn that off. But yeah, so criticism's not one of those things. We already talked about compliments. Do you have a favorite like production you worked on, and what made it your favorite? What about it?
Anything Ed has is my favorite.
Yeah.
Are you just saying that because he's
No.
here?
No, because this is why. There's always a story to be told. There's always something happens on his sets. Something. Always something.
Like good or bad?
Good and bad. Huh?
Oh yeah.
Right?
Bad ones.
Are you going to be able to disclose that on when you come on our show?
I mean, but it's funnier with him.
Let's just say that there's every
Does
time
it involve you or does it involve third parties?
it involves all of us. Let's just say that every time I hop on a set with Ed, something hilarious happens. Something so dumb happens. I'm just gonna give an example. All right, I'm just gonna tell a story. We did this commercial for a company called Jackery. Ed rented a bunch of side by sides. You know what happens when you rent side by sides?
No.
Everyone wants to ride the side by sides. If you don't know what side by side is, it's the off-roading vehicle that you just go fast with, without like an ATV
Like
or
a Razor.
UTV.
Yeah, you
Like a Razor, yeah. So Ed rents a bunch of them, and we start.
ATV.
We take So like a UTV,
Yeah, utility.
So everyone, like everyone's allowed to take him for a spin sometimes because Ed's just that nice of a person. The first night we had it, the main actress flipped it over in the middle of El Mirage Lake Bed at like sundown. Cannot see anything in front of you for like 20 feet. It's like complete pitch black. We go out, we try to find her. We find her eventually, bring the thing back. It's kind of jacked up. Like, all right, whatever. We have tomorrow to shoot. Let's just, whatever. We, I don't know if I should mention the hotel situation. Should I?
Oh, well, I mean, you may not want to mention, because it's like.
Let's just say we were staying, we were staying at a hotel in Lancaster.
Oh, no.
No, don't say the city
Oh, shit. Sorry, whatever. In the desert. We were in the desert
of New York.
of some place in somewhere here. There was like a gang-related funeral out front of the hotel as we pulled up. I was like, whoa, this is weird. Hotel was kind of run down, whatever. We all like fought through it through the night and just like stayed there. The next morning we go to this other location. While they were shooting, because it was a daytime exterior, I didn't have nothing to do. I took it upon myself to fix the UTV that got flipped over. So I'm taking it apart. I'm trying to fix it. Went out and bought some parts, put it back together. All right, this is great. It works now. One of my crew members, wanted to like impress the girls on set. So he puts them all in one of the UTVs.
This is the same one you fixed?
No, it's a different one. The one that still works. We brought three of them out. Yeah, the one that works, right?
So there's three of them. One of them's injured.
The other two are
The
good.
other two are good. Okay.
Yeah. So he takes one of the good ones, right? Takes all the ladies with him, right? And I just said, hey, if you're gonna go out, don't go too far. Try not to spend so much time out there because it's getting dark. He's like, all right, cool. I won't. All right, cool. I'm lighting this. Now it's getting dark and I have to light the set because we have a nighttime scene. And so I get a phone call on my phone. And you don't have service out there, hardly. So I'm getting a phone call from one of the chicks that's a friend of mine. And I'm like, hello? Oh, hey, can you help us? We're kind of stuck. And I was like, what do you mean stuck? I'm like, well, we're just stuck out here. I was like, well, you have, what's his name over there? He could figure it out. Oh, okay. Okay, bye. I was all right, bye. So I'm lighting the set somewhere. I'm just like, all right. I'm like, it's getting dark. Like, they're not back yet.
Yeah.
I wonder if they're okay. Huh? It was almost pitch black, yeah. Yeah, by the time we wrapped. I get another phone call. I'm like, hello? She's like, hey, I gotta tell you something. I'm like, what? We flipped over. And I was like, you flipped over? She's like, yeah. I was like, well, where are you? I was like, I don't know. We're somewhere here. I was like, well, I can't help you if you don't tell me where you are.
Yeah.
We're by a tractor. And I'm like, where the hell is there a tractor? This is complete desert. And I was just like, I guess I gotta go tell Ed. Hey, Ed. They flipped. Oh, I told Ulrich, hey, they flipped the other one. Mind you,
Sheesh.
there's all women and one guy. So they're all freaking out. They're all freaking out, right? the key grip and some other people took the other good one and went to go find them. They come back an hour and a half later, towing the thing, and it's like leaking oil and it's all banged up. It wouldn't start. And I was like, "What did you do?" It's like, "Well, I followed the trail and I hit a soft spot, but I was going really slow and I turned." I was like, "You weren't going slow. Like you were going fast." It's like, "No." I was like, "Dude, you're going fast." I was like, "Dude, you know you fucked up with like a $20,000 machine." You know, I was like, Ed had to pay for that.
That was insured, right?
I was insured, but still, it's like, not only we had 3, 2 of the 3 were fucked up.
Yeah.
They were busted. So like,
Imagine being that rental company. I'd be so.
yeah,
pissed.
imagine being
Like,
the rental
dude, really,
company,
bro? Like, give me my shit back.
yeah, like you send out 2 of them. Well, that was a story that I had to tell from a job because that was like, that's just something you'd never forget. You know,
It could have been a lot worse too.
Yeah.
it could have been a lot worse. Well, there was a time where I did do a job, the first job I did in the desert with one of these side by sides. We let the artists' friends, like, you know, entourage, take this thing out for a spin. Because it was like daytime, it's hot, whatever. And they take it out for a spin. We're watching them. Like they're like not too far from us. We're watching them. They start doing donuts, and the thing flips over. One of the guys puts his arm out, tries to stop it from flipping over.
Oh yeah.
And we're like, "Oh, dude, it flipped over." So we all run over there. This guy gets out the thing. His arm's all flopping. He's like, "Oh, my arm's broken. My arm's broken." And I was just like, "What do we do?" And then my ex-girlfriend, she's now my ex-girlfriend, but my girlfriend at the time was like, "I'm going to take him to the hospital." And I was like, "Okay, go." You know, like, "Go quickly, please," because his arm's just flopping around. And I'm like, "Dude, like, these UTVs are no joke."
Yeah.
Like, they're
Was that a commercial or?
unfortunately, it was a music video.
It's not what I was getting at, but yeah, it's kind of what I was getting at.
Yeah. It was a music video.
Yeah.
Stop looking at chat.
Why?
It's not for you.
They're chatting about me.
This is why I put you on that side.
Oh.
So you don't look that way. Yeah, we're talking about you. Shh.
Talking about me.
We're telling secrets. That is crazy though. So like those are some, yeah, it'd be really, really gnarly if you don't.
Yeah, this is like
My question
gnarly
is-
set stories, you know?
Like, were they going off during lunchtime or like there's
No,
like
we were shooting. And
Yeah.
then, you know, we're just like, "Yeah, go ahead. Take it for a spin." But, you know, because no one gets to ride those things like outside of,
Well, that's why.
yeah. That's why. And that's what happens when you let them take it out for a spin without telling them, "Hey, be careful. This will flip over like really easily." Sure enough, it did. Yeah.
So
Stay in your own department, yeah. Oh yeah, that's an important
yeah.
thing.
Tell them because we have Creature in chat saying Marlon's got some really entertaining stories. Can we have another, sir?
Yeah, sure. I don't know. Can't think of it off the top of my head.
you said the muscle cars.
Oh yeah,
Well, it wasn't your department.
it wasn't my department. Okay, here's one reason why. Just if you're hired to do a job, just do that job.
Yeah.
Don't try to do someone else's job. Don't try to be a hero. Don't try to help. Because we did a commercial for a huge phone manufacturer at one of their stores. They had this custom, like, their building was like glass from the floor to the ceiling. And it was like a 20-foot ceiling, right? So this pane of glasses is huge. Like, it would have probably cost like $100,000 to replace this one piece of glass, right? So we're loading in at night because the store is closed. We only have overnight to shoot this thing. We get in. I put these carts in a specific spot so that way no one touches it, because once I leave it here, it's going to stay here forever. No one's supposed to touch it. Someone was like, "Hey, we should probably pull those slightly away from the glass, just in case something were to bump into it. It won't crack the glass and shatter the whole thing, you know, because it would have been a huge ordeal." Like, okay, cool. I said, "I'll get to it. My guys will get to it here in a second." Sure enough, someone wanted to be a hero and just wanted to help. And I get it. Helping is okay, but if you know what to do.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't know,
Competent.
if you don't know what you're doing, you can help in other ways.
By moving the fuck out the way.
Well, yeah. So this person didn't know how to operate one of our carts, so he like started to like push it and drag it, and eventually he like knocked it against the glass, and the glass pane started to like shake, flex, like to where it was gonna like
Shatter.
close to shattering, and we were just like, dude, what are you doing? Why'd you do that? Don't touch that again. You know what I mean? Like, I had to like politely tell him, please
Stay in your lane.
stay in your
Marlon was probably the most calm person I've ever. Because
I am very calm.
I mean, the producer, everybody's there, and we're just watching. Because it's like if you run, it doesn't matter. If it shatters.
It shatters. If the glass shatters, it shatters. You know.
So when it stopped vibrating, then Marlon calmly
I was like, hey,
and he was just like,
it's like, hey, thanks for helping. I'll take care of this.
I got it from here.
"Don't touch our shit."
It's like a customer service.
Yeah, I wasn't. I'm not a yeller. You know, I'm not like, get your ass away from my shit. Stop touching my shit, damn it. You know what I mean? I'm just like, hey, thanks for helping. I got this. I got this. I'll take care of this.
I was flipping out in my head.
Yeah, and then he's over there freaking out, like, is it gonna break? Am I gonna have to pay for it?
I mean, yeah, that would
That's dollar signs to Ed for sure.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, just everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, you start getting glass everywhere.
Well, it's like, imagine a 20, 30-foot piece of glass. One piece. One solid piece.
Shattering into a million pieces.
Shattering into a million pieces at a store of this scale. Like, that's no joke.
Yeah. Well, luckily it didn't. So
Did it? Yeah.
yeah, stay in your lane and don't touch carts, and especially next to the glass.
Well, if it's not your stuff, don't touch it. That's
Yeah.
just the number one rule.
If you're not trained on it, don't.
If you're not trained on it, don't touch it.
Yeah.
You know, you could ask, how can I help? Right? Ask the person, how can I help? But don't try to move stuff without asking first, because if you break it, you buy. You know what I mean?
If you say something.
If you say something.
No, seriously. That's how it be, man.
All right, so we're gonna start looking ahead to the future here, and if you guys have any questions in chat on Twitch and YouTube, put your questions in the chat now. Welcome in everybody that is just now joining us live here. We're on episode 5 with Marlon O'Brien. He is a gaffer based out of Los Angeles, but we're gonna look ahead to the future here. What trends do you currently see? We already talked a little bit about VR and all this other sort of stuff, but is there any trends in the lighting world that you see and where it's headed, and how do you feel about it?
Yeah, well, cameras are getting better. They're getting more sensitive to light, which means that cameras will soon not require so much light for it to be exposed. Doesn't mean that I'm going to be out of a job. You still need to light, shape it, color it, whatever. Is that we don't need such big lights, not these days.
So will LED be more make sense?
Well, LEDs will make sense, but like I said, like tungsten and HMIs, they'll never.
He's just
never
talking
go
more about
away.
the sheer size. Instead of bringing out like M18, you could bring out a, you know,
Yeah, you could bring out a small Vortex 4.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, big, every light has a purpose. You use certain lights for certain reasons. Like, if you need a much more powerful light if you got to put it 40 feet away. You know what I mean? 100 feet away. Then you use a bigger, powerful light, right? So it doesn't necessarily, like, the cameras being sensitive to light these days, or being, or evolving into, like, doesn't mean that lighting will never be a thing. You still need lighting because the technology's still not there yet with the cameras. So it's not as sensitive, and like I said, tungsten lights and HMIs and all those other lights, they're not going to go away because they all have its purpose. Whether you need it to be that big or not, it's still going to work.
yeah. I mean, and sometimes you want the size of the source. Sometimes you just want that big source, not necessarily for the output, just for the way it shapes it and everything.
Yeah.
All right, awesome. Is there anything else that you guys want to add? I think we're pretty much at the tail end of our podcast here. Where can we find you? We already have it in the chat. Obviously, Instagram.
You can find me on Instagram. You could look up my past work on IMDb for like features and stuff, and My Instagram has some content of the other things that I've worked on. You could find me at walking around the backlots at Universal, Warner Brothers, Sony, Paramount,
Riding a golf cart.
riding a golf cart.
Yeah.
You see me on the streets on a set. You see me on an e-bike somewhere. Yeah,
Might see you at Korean barbecue.
you will see me at Korean barbecue.
What did you guys eat
Tonight?
recently?
Oh man,
Was
that
it-
place was
What
ridiculous.
was that?
Whatever it was, it was.
Samnam Dam.
Yeah, I saw that thing and I was like, oh my.
The whole
Yeah,
flame.
the flame mignon.
Shot on the Phantom camera, the
Yeah.
handheld Phantom camera. I love it. Well, thank you so much, Marlon, for being on the show. We
Yeah,
really
thanks for
appreciate
having
it. Guys, go check out his Instagram. Go check out his work. He's a good friend of ours. So you probably will see him in some BTS that we do if we have the pleasure of working with you on set
Yep,
been a while.
in the near
that's-
future.
Yeah, it's tough sometimes.
I mean, you're in Kentucky, you're in Vegas, you're doing movies,
Yeah, yeah,
and
Well,
I mean, yeah, we'll have to have that ready for the next time. We'll get you on
Yeah.
part 2. We need you on the show as well, Ed. But that does it for today's episode. You guys check out our socials, Linktree / The Cinema Junkies. This episode was sponsored by
Improvised Productions and Brown Harmony.
nice.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for having
And
me.
the Cinema Junkies.
Of course.
Cinema Junkies. If you guys need a robot, hit them up. They got it.
Thank you.
And if
Thank
you
for the shout-out.
want to support us by purchasing merch, go ahead, visit the website. Our store is up and willing to accept orders.
Yeah.
We appreciate you.
Alrighty, y'all. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. That concludes this episode. We'll see you on the next one.
Yay.